Hey, this is Miko, and today I wanted to make a special video about using phone scripts, how to use them, how to make them, and why it's important. So, first of all, there's a trend that's going on right now, specifically in summer 2025. Internet sales are actually going down, which is hilarious because, there were some dealers that were saying that this internet fad is going to go away. They never got into internet sales. Well, ironically, now some of them are kind of right because here's what happened. During COVID, it became increasingly harder to get information from dealer websites. There were no cars, so all manufacturers encouraged posting cars that are not available as available on websites. So what happened became impossible to tell what's actually in the inventory, and then with problems at dealerships, inner departments became less functional. BDCs took over, and consumers learn, right? They take the hint that we don't want to tell them what's going on. It's hard to get an answer via email or text. So they started calling. We have data that the number of calls from vehicle listing pages right now are higher is higher than leads from all sources combined: first party, third party, chat, trade-in submissions. Basically what people are doing, they get on their mobile phones, they go on dealer websites, they scroll through inventory, they see that a car that they might like, they want to know information, they want to get information about this car, but they don't trust internet departments anymore, so they just click on the button that says click to call and call directly the dealer. So this is an opportunity. This is great for us, for car salespeople, because it's easier to sell over the phone rather than selling via email or text. And customers are already calling. We don't need to call them. That's a commitment. If you get customers like that, this is gold. This is almost as good, I mean, not as good as customers coming in, but maybe actually it's even better because those are people you can schedule appointment and you can qualify in some ways before they come in and waste your time. But what's happening is those people call, they have specific questions, and car salespeople are not prepared to answer them, which is astonishing, which is hard to understand. But there's just not a lot of training. People don't think about it. Plus, there's a little bit of mentality from leftover from COVID that it's just like a order taking slash cherry picking. We all want phone calls, but we want the people that say, if this car is available, I'll come and buy it right now. We don't want people that ask hard questions, and we kind of brush off people that call about cars that are hard to get. So there's a way to address that and be better prepared. So when those calls are coming in, just increase your closing ratio, your percentage, your batting average a little bit by being prepared. And what is being prepared? Well, all questions that customers ask over the phone can be categorized. And if there's a question that's something maybe not within the category I'm giving you, but you get a lot, just take the engineering approach. If there's a task you need to do a few times, you automate it, you create a process for it. And for a car salesperson, if there's a question you get on the phone, a few times, that means there's a pattern. That means that next time it comes in, you better be prepared. And overall, this is old. I did already video on phone training and talked a little bit about this. But basically, all phone calls, other than calls about are you open and what's your address and just weird information questions, any other sales calls can be broken into four categories, right? There's price, there's inventory, there's finance, and there's trade. And I think this is kind of like in the order of uh, frequency. Maybe inventory and price could be different between different manufacturers. Then there's finance. Trade questions kind of fall down, but the idea is that you want to be ready for these questions, and you have to be ready with actual scripts that you sound professional, you sound confident, and you are not found and you are not caught as a deer in the headlights. Because I mean, another good practice is to shop other dealerships just to see how other dealers answer those phone calls and those questions. But what I've done in my work is Easy question, right? I work with Toyota a lot, the most, and the hardest car to get right now is Toyota Sienna. So, simple exercise: call any dealership, ask for sales. Somebody in sales picks up, and you ask, "Do you have any new Siennas in stock?" And see what happens. Are they prepared? Are they going to just brush you off? Are they going to try to attempt something? Do they sound professional? So this is something like this. That's an inventory question. Question of, is this specific car in stock? That's an inventory question. Are we ready for those questions? If you get a lot of calls on the car that's hard to get, do you have a script that you can provide the customer that will result in something that has at least some opportunity of getting the sale sooner than 3 months from now, or just brushing the customer off and having them buy somewhere else? Questions about a price. Is this your best price? You have this car on the website. It's listed of 30,000. Is this your best price? Are you gonna go, and I don't know, and you have to come in, or you gonna sound like a professional salesperson that's gonna give some kind of value statement that will have a chance of convincing and allow you, by at least answering it in some way, to move on to questions. So you have to the bottom the basically this whole video, if you want to summarize it in one sentence, is write scripts, write what you're gonna answer when those questions come up. And I had to write them when I started 15, 16 years ago. We had to, with a trainer, we had to write a few options, we had to memorize them, we had to practice them. These days, you have the cheat code. You have AI, you have ChatGPT, Gemini, whatever AI agent you use, and it's extremely easy to use them to write those scripts for you. And then you take those scripts, you can have it reworked, edited, adapted to what works for you, and just use them. So, for example, here's an example of a prompt for a chat GPT to write something for you. You literally type, write a phone script to answer a question. Can you match a lower price that will build engagement with the caller and ultimately result in a dealer visit? Right? We have intention, we have specific scenario, and I'm not going to deal right now with sharing screens, but just for the fun of it, I'm going to do that live, and I'm going to copy and paste this and see what ChatGPT tells me. And this is the free version of ChatGPT, right? So customer said, I got a lower price from another dealership. Can you match it? Sales rep. Thanks for sharing that. Sounds like you're doing your homework, which is smart. Price is definitely important, and we always are stay competitive. But more than that, we want to make sure you're getting the best overall value and the right vehicle for your needs. Can I ask what the quote was? The quote for an exact same model with the same feature and packages, and then listen, engage, and that's basically it. It's. You saw I just did this live. The script is nice. It's short. It's straight to the point. And these scripts, you can, to customize it more for your dealership, your brand, your situation, throw it into the prompt the value statements that work for your dealership. For example, if your dealership is no haggle, is it family owned, is it corporate owned? Either way could be a benefit. Does it have large inventory? Is it a small boutique dealership that has better customer service? All of those things can be added to the prompt that the AI will build it in something that like sounds good basically, and will sound convincing to the customer, that then the customer will get a feel that you did answer the question, you are polite, you're professional, and then you'll be able to go into questions. So a few tips for the scripts and in general, right? Just like this script, I didn't put this as a prompt, but I'm going back to it. The first thing, the answer, thanks for sharing that. It sounds like you're doing your homework, which is smart. Now, this is an incredibly easy thing to do, and I teach when I do phone training, every phone call should start with a compliment for the customer. We all love compliments. I love compliments. You know, you watching this video, which means that you investing in your own future and your own career, which is great. You're already ahead of most of the salesperson in your own dealership. So congratulations. That's a compliment I just gave you. Why? Because I wanted to give you just an example, but I bet it feels good. Everybody likes feeling good. So start every answer, every phone call should start with a compliment. For example, when I teach salespeople how to deal with those questions about inventory, about cars we don't have, oh, you're looking for Sienna? Wow, you picked the best car available. This is the, whatever it is. Is it the most reliable? I mean, go and Google your own car. I'm sure your dealership will give you a lot of information, whether it's consumer reports or whatever award that car won. If it's nothing like that, oh, you picked this car. I love this car. This is, this is my experience with this car. So your compliment should be factual, right? Don't lie about it. You don't have to lie. For example, let's say it's a trade question. Well, I have what is that ugly? Oh, okay, I have a cyber truck that I, I wanted to trade. How much you gonna give me for it? Something like this. Well, this will be a difficult one, but it's an impressive car. This is an innovative car. Wow, you really, oh, you were first adopter that takes guts to buy something that's unproven, and right now you're taking a hit or really commiserate, but give a compliment to the customer. Start your answer. Just the energy should be upbeat, energetic, and confident. And the script will help you do that because once you have that, and if you do your job, well, not do your job, but be proactive about it and practice it, then when you read that script, it'll be convincing, and there's going to be a huge difference between this and, again, try calling another your own dealership, but other dealerships, and see what's the average, what's the playing field. Because a lot of those you call and ask them, for example, trade question, right? Well, your website says my whatever it's worth $2,000, but I was hoping to get more for that. Uh, can you get me more money for my car? So I role play with salespeople, and they're like, well, you'll have to bring it in. Well, it's factual, it's correct, but doesn't sound encouraging for the customer. It doesn't sound great. It doesn't sound convincing. It doesn't sound like uh, you enthusiastic of helping the customer. But if you have something that's written, and you can take any if you work for a dealership that you might not agree with their policies and they're kind of like hard in working with customers. For example, I had a dealership that would refuse give outdoor quotes. So, I don't agree with that, but if I'm the salesperson, that's the dealership I'm working with. You can add this to the script and just to the prompt and say, make this polite and professional, but make sure we mention that, right? So if that's your policy, you can work with that as long as you state it in the proper manner. I had a manager that drilled it into us. It's not what you say, it's how you say it. So those scripts will help you say these things properly. You have to answer those questions for the customer's main call reason, main question first before you go into your questions. Now, I'm a big proponent of questions. I have a separate video on that. But by having a script that you can have a confident answer to the customer's question, and then after very brief pause, you can go to your own questions. For example, let's say it's a call about a Sienna. Do you have any Siennas in stock? Well, you picked the best car in that's available. It's our most popular car, and as you probably already know, these cars are hard to get. Let's say that's the script. So I kind of answered it, right? Now I can say, let me ask you this. What makes you think of a minivan for your new car? Now you can go into questions. You kind of have to give them something when it's a direct question before you go into your own questions. And just a quick tip on questions, just should be clear, but when you ask a question, listen and then ask to elaborate. That's how you build rapport and actually get the information for the customer. And then after that, after you get a little bit more clarity and you build at least some rapport with the customer, you have like a common ground, something hopefully you'll be able to establish within a few questions. Then you go into alternate choice because what do we want? We want appointments, right? Bottom line, we want customers to come in. That's how we sell cars. They want to come in eventually too, right? They want to test drive. They want to get more information. The best way to go for it, the smoother way is alternate choice. For example, well, now that I answered your question, would you like me to email you more information on that, or should we schedule an appointment? That's a smoother way. If you feel more confident, if you feel that you want to be more assertive, straight to the point, or that the customer is ready for it, alternate choice for the appointment. It's never when do you want to come in, or never when can you come in. It's I have an idea. I think we're ready for you to come in for a test drive. I'm looking at my calendar. I have availability today at this time or tomorrow at a different time. Which time do you think will work for you? Okay. Objections, right? Again, you will know if you take a few phone calls, you would know what are the most commonly asked questions for your dealership, and you would know what are the objections. Isolate those objections. Like, for example, well, I'm not going to come in until you send me the out the door price, or I'm not going to come in until you commit to give me $500 more for my trade, or I'm not coming in until you have the car that I want in stock. I'm not going to get into how to answer this right now, but you can take those questions, you can put them into ChatGPT and get some kind of answer that you can hit back. Now, I'm not telling you, promising you that those answers will work 100% of the time, but at least you're going to have something that will put you to, that'll give you better chances, right, to move closer. And that's what we want. Better chances, better closing ratio. You get 100 phone calls. If you convert instead of 15%, you convert to 20% of them. That's, I'm not going to do the math here, but that will change your life. That could be life-changing income difference. Those scripts should be short. They should not be more than 3, 4 sentences. And once you have that, once you have those scripts, to get to the next level, to get better, well, the easiest thing and kind of lazy thing is to practice on your customers. Then hopefully your dealership has a system where those calls can be recorded, like a call solution, something like Call Review, Car Wars, or Call Ninjas. A few companies provide that. Some CRMs offer limited functionality for that. Use whatever you have. Ask your managers to get you more, so you can review your phone calls, or you just listen to them by yourself. You can record your own, right? Even if your dealership doesn't have anything, you answer it on the work phone, turn your cell phone, put it on speaker, turn your cell phone to record it for yourself. It's not for the customer. This is for your own training purposes. Now, this is the low level, because now you're practicing on customers, and those customers could be money, could be every phone customer could be $1,000 in commission for you. The best and the smarter way will be to practice your script, and even better will be to role play it. Find another salesperson in your dealership that is as committed as you are to getting better. Practice it with them. Throw objections at each other. This is how you get better. This is how you get to the next level. And this is how you maximize those things that are thrown at you that are just, that's free money, right? I'm telling you, people are calling. There are more phone calls. We have to get better and managing them and converting these sales to date, not taking deposits, not just giving customers information, and not filtering customers who we don't want to deal with, hoping for that one guy that'll call on the truck that's been sitting here for a year. I hope this has been helpful. Feel free to leave comments, contact me for training, like, subscribe, all the good stuff.